With polls closing in all these key states, Fox can go ahead and claim that Donald Trump has picked up the state of Pennsylvania. Now, before you get ahead of yourself there, remember, it is the 17 delegates that are really in that grab bag tonight. We'll explain that a little bit more. In Maryland, he also picks up Maryland, 38 delegates at stake there. How many of those he wins, anyone's guess, but we can now safely estimate that the developer has picked up the state of Maryland. And completing what appears to be an early hat trick, the nutmeg state of Connecticut, he wins that one as well. 28 delegates at stake there. On the Democratic side, we're only comfortable making one call thus far. That is in the state of Maryland for Hillary Clinton. A win there for her, 95 delegates there. So she marches a little bit closer to that magic number for her. Kennedy, early reads, but kind of as expected.
Absolutely. Certainly not a surprise in Maryland, where Hillary has had a 22% lead, according to the Real Clear polling average. And she's also gotten a lot more money from that part of the country. In D.C., she has outraised Bernie about 40-1. She's gotten $12 million from the area. He's gotten just under $400,000. So it's going to be a lackluster night. I think that the burn is going to feel a little extinguished. His campaign has already admitted that they're going to do some reassessments, a little me time. Bernie's going to go back into his cavern and perhaps emerge a capital.
Now, when you say lackluster night, you're referring to some candidates. You're not referring to the coverage of said event.
The coverage of the event will be the most lustrous
there we go.
seen in recent memory, Neil.
I got you. Okay.
I'd like to make 2 points. Bernie Sanders, by losing, is winning. He is influencing the Democratic platform, the planks. And the reason why he's not dropping out is precisely because he's going to have a big say in what the party and how.
Well, there are reports this evening that he's going to reassess his campaign after.
Exactly.
What that means,
but who knows? It almost doesn't matter.
That means he's going to reassess.
But it doesn't matter because what it really means is he's going to make the Democratic Party much more in his image than in Bill Clinton's image, and that's a key point. The second thing I will point out in terms of Donald Trump, before we start, anointing him president tonight. I think he really does have to get 100 delegates to say this is a complete success tonight. If he gets under 100 delegates, the numbers going into Cleveland to get 1237 are going to be difficult.
All right, if he doesn't get
1237, he will not win.
You've been poo-pooing his entire run here.
Right.
But, Lou, the issue is that, and I know you brought up, but I've heard this before, we've had back and forth about it, what does it take for Republicans who've been doing their best, some, not all, to stop him? To acknowledge, all right, he appears to be the guy. What do you think?
I think that tonight is going to be the inflection point. We can argue about New York and its impact on the candidates themselves, but the donors are sitting here right now looking at what is transpiring. The Republican establishment, including everyone from Speaker Ryan, who's been critical of Trump, they're all going to have to, if indeed these numbers show up in excess of 50% for Trump in the three major states, that is Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Connecticut, they're going to have to reassess. And it really means, just as Bernie Sanders is reassessing tonight, I don't think you're going to see much energy left for Kasich and for Cruz, if indeed that is what transpires in a five-state sweep.
Let me ask you about that. I mean, we're really talking about 118 delegates, really, if you take out, these 50 that would be unbound and all. But what do you make of the momentum that he would have from a night like this? If he gets, 90 to 100, then what?
As I said, it's unassailable. He's got a lead in states, delegates, votes. The momentum is all of his. And as Lou said, the donors to Ted Cruz and John Kasich, they're going to be looking at tonight and they're going to say, what's the point of pouring in a whole lot more money to this cause, which really is going down?
I'm